Yo, what's up guys? I got a ton of messages that I need to make a new video for a floating tower for the underwater. So I actually did, and before anyone tells me that this one is not actually floating because it's connected to the ground, let's actually quickly drop that, and as you see, it now is completely floating. So basically this tower is integratable into your Fortnite or just buildable as a standalone. It's like basically a really regular tower, just like floating up in the water. I connected it to like my tower down there and the Fortnite, and you can do the same using it as a big generator box somewhere in the middle of your Fortnite or for whatever you need it. Actually, also it's basically an updated version of the underwater tower because I'm really not happy with the core that I built on the other tower, so I actually swapped it out. As you see, this looks like very cool. Floating segments everywhere. We have Teslas on the cage top and bottom and also the middle over there. And just to show you, I did the same thing down here because this is just like way better than what I had before. Additional some ground turrets as well because I forgot them on the other build. So I forget it, there's one more feature. We have a volt drop generator in the middle of here. Obviously we have no ground, so we need to place a floating generator, but with my volt drop design for floating areas, this is basically the perfect fit for it. Also, if you want to support me, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also watch the video all the way to the back because the view duration is the biggest driver for more views for me, basically. Thank you. Let's get into it. Well, sadly, for some reason my microphone wasn't activated on OBS, so I'm gonna just make a voiceover. So obviously over here we want to go up to the spot wherever we want to build our tower. I'm connecting it to the main tower or whatever like you have for like Fortnite or whatever. So we are building in one structure, and you can also make like multiple connections to your old tower or to your Fortnite just to give more foundation support, which is not needed though because like you saw in the video earlier, the tower is completely floating by itself. So then we want to build a foundation for our tower using vacuum chambers. Depending on the size of your foundation, you might get into a little issue. As you see over here, I left a vacuum gap in between the vacuums, and then in the middle there would be two gaps which we don't want. So I'm using pillars to create a gap between the vacuums, which is only one foundation big, as you see over here, and that perfectly like fits into the spot. It makes it completely even and gives me the support that I need for every like location of the tower. And I obviously want to go into every direction, like left and right. And you need to unlock those, like every vacuum compartment, like singly, and then open those sides because later we don't want to see them anymore. And what you need to do is like deactivate the frame, and then you can flood it, but I'm gonna unflood it so we can like see how the pattern is gonna look later. But like I said, you need to flush them later so like enemies can't see it anymore. This is how it looks like when you finished it. And in the middle we're gonna build a core that's gonna be 5 high, and you need to do the same thing. You want to unlock all of these compartments, and then you want to open up all of the sides. Just like this. And then when that's done, you want to build a regular core 2x2, just connected to that middle vacuum tower. And from there we're gonna build our turrets. For those we're gonna use Texella doors, the small ones, and then we're gonna build a circle around our core with the distance of one ceiling, as you see over here. And on every side you connect the circle to the core tower, and on those, like on the circle that we are building, we're gonna place our thatch walls, which is gonna be used for the Tesla not Tesla, but like in general the turret placement later. And obviously, since we would build a uneven number of turrets, we want to shift it to the left side a little bit for the lowest level, or the right side, whatever you want to do. And then if you go to a higher level, you're gonna shift it to the other side, but I'm gonna show that like in a second. Just the first layer. It's gonna look like this. It's 12 turrets per layer. Then you go 3 walls up. 1, 2, 3. You build the next circle. I'm just gonna show real quick how the pattern looks. And you're gonna see I'm shifting it to the right side now. Like this is the second layer, right? And you're gonna finish that. And if you build 5 vacuums high, you can have 4 layers. And all those tech cellar doors need to be invisible. So you want to go to them, auto close settings and never close. Swim into them and they're gonna like get away. They're gonna be invisible and have no hitbox anymore, which is gonna be helpful later. Never close and they all are gone. So when we have the core done, you can start building the cage. Basically just like every other turret tower, we're gonna do double door frame walls all the way around. And then for the top and the bottom, we're just gonna make a net out of pillars. So I finally figured out that my microphone was turned off all the time, which is great. Besides that, we want to continue with the turrets. Obviously on the middle core, on the outside, I prepared a few placements, just like 4 extra per side. And you can also place some on the top and the bottom. Not just by placing it on the top and like on the bottom over here. Now the only thing I actually need to show you, because I mean everyone can figure out how to place turrets, right? Thatch wall, place it and then replace it with a double door frame. Easy as fuck. The only thing I really need to show you is how to install the Teslas over here. For that, let's say we want to install a Tesla over here. You need to either leave the gap open right at the beginning or make a hole right now. Then you take actually the pillar first, right? Pillar downwards. Then you take your vacuum compartment and you place it onto the hole. And you need to be fast because you only have 30 seconds until you can't pick it up anymore. You open it up, you take the pillars again, you fill that gap again, and then you can place your Tesla. If you're fast, you can also pick up the vacuum again. And the Tesla is going to be placed onto your cage over here. And you can do that on the bottom as well as the top, just like upside down. And we can also do that on the tower itself too, or the cage walls, whatever you like to. And it's the same over here. We need to leave a gap or destroy those things again wherever you want to place the Tesla. Install a vacuum compartment, unlock it, get into it, replace the walls, and then we can place the Tesla onto that thing and we pick up the vacuum compartment. If we do it in 30 seconds, you don't even need to destroy it. You can reuse the same vacuum compartment. And what we see right now is that we also don't have any energy. And for the energy, I don't know if you have watched my floating volt drop tech generator yet, but I'm gonna install one over here. If you haven't watched the video, I'm not gonna show it right now, but you can install one over here with the video. So just one more information: if you place 2 turrets and you want to replace the thatch walls with the double door frames, if they're floating like this, it's gonna be basically almost impossible to hit directly that spot. What you need to do is you go to those things, you open up the cellar door, you swim next to it again so it closes just like this, as you see. Open, replace, close. Open, replace, close. So you need that basically connection to a connected structure so you can actually hit that thing, otherwise it will just give you the step points all the way around. And then obviously, just like with the regular towers, we want more integrity with the cage to the core of the tower. So we're going to connect that on an invisible level to the cage, and you can build as many connections as you want to. I would maybe build one per side on different heights. So I built one over here. Now I go to a level above, and I built one over here. And everything invisible, but by the way, these things have like no hitbox at all. So you can just place them and don't worry about them. And one over there too, and one on the side over here too. And then one last thing is if we take pillars, thin pillars, and we insert them into the corners of our tower. Over there, and over there, and up here. And on this side as well, obviously, but like I said, there's no wall at the moment because I want to have a better look into the tower. And besides that, I will missing the turrets on the bottom here too. And then we already have a pretty nasty looking floating tower. See? And even if I destroyed this thing down here, which is the last connection, the whole tower still floats. Because, yeah, we have the floating level in there. Like I said, you can have one in the middle, one on the like lower edge, one in the middle, one at the top. But I wouldn't recommend building too many of those because, like I said, those things actually have a hitbox that can be damaged by attack damage or splash damage from like rockets or torpedoes or whatever. So keep an eye on that. Besides that, I hope you enjoy that build, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.